Hello, and welcome to episode 43, apparently, of The Whole Story. That's Hole. Um, I don't normally host these, but I am today because we had to call in our resident non-compliance expert, Owen. So tune into episode 42 for all the backstory about what a non-compliance is, and to look at it from the kind of happy path and slash kind of HA focused avenue. But now over to our special guest star. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us what you're going to be talking about today?
Yep. Hi, my name's Owen, and one of the senior software engineers on the project, and going to be looking at the non-compliance flow, but this time kind of from the promoter perspective, and maybe the not so happy path as Paul's referred to there. So on the same work as in the previous episode, we're just going to do similar. We're going to raise another inspection, uh, but we're going to fail it to create another non-compliance record. So I'll just stick in some inspection details here. So submitted that inspection and back to the works record, and we'll see we've got another non-compliance issued. So before we go to that, we'll quickly go to the inspection that we've just raised and look at it as a planner. So as a planner on our inspection that's just been raised against our works, we're going to scroll down to the bottom and look at our outcome responses. So we may dispute the defect that the HA has raised. So we'll go ahead and say that a joint site meeting is needed to discuss this. And you'll see whenever we select this option, it'll ask us to go to the non-compliance next to organize and discuss a joint site meeting with the highway authority. So I'll submit that and head back out to non-compliance. So again, similar details, our latest inspection linked to the non-compliance that we've just raised. And this time, logged in as a planner, I'm going to start the process to suggest a joint site meeting. So it's a similar process. We just give us a date and time. And this time it shows that it was requested by our promoter organization and the date and time as we put in, and that it's awaiting confirmation. So I'll log out and come back in as a HA. So now as a HA on the non-compliance, I can scroll down and get some options. I can again reply and go back and forward, suggesting a new date and time for the joint site meeting. But in this instance, we'll just say that we will attend the joint site meeting as suggested by the promoter. And now the joint site meeting shows as agreed with the time that was submitted by the promoter organization. The joint site meeting can go ahead and happen. And again, the promoter will come back and raise their remedial works to address the defect. So I'll log back out and then there's a promoter to do that process. So after our joint site meeting has happened, the planner can come back in and accept the inspection. Then they may have discussed it with the HA and decided that the defect is valid. So they can come in here and accept that inspection and then back to the works record to raise our remedial works. And again, we'll link our permit to our non-compliance that was just raised. And fill in the rest of these details. Again, as a planner, I've gotten to the end of our permit process, and again, it's showing linking the permit to the non-compliance and the non-compliance reference that we're choosing to link it to. So I'll apply for that. Back to our works record, and into our non-compliance. As a planner, I'll say that the works have been completed and they're again ready for re-inspection. So we'll log out and back in as a HA. So as a HA on this work record again, we're going to log another inspection, non-compliance follow-up completion. This time, rather than passing it, we're going to say that this is failed again. And we'll again link this to our existing non-compliance. It's the same defect as before. We're still not happy with it. Fill in the rest of these details and submit. And we'll go back to our non-compliance. And as a result of that failure, we've effectively reset our non-compliance. So you can see there's no joint site meeting details associated with this. There's no promoter or HA responses, and so it's effectively a blank slate. However, we do have the inspections from previous that were linked to that reinstatement that created it, and the non-compliance follow-up that we've just failed. And at this stage, they can effectively start the process again. They can go back and forth to suggest their joint site meeting, agree it, and rectify the defect.
Beautiful stuff, Owen. What a fantastic piece of functionality we've built here. Funny story, guys. This was going to look a bit different and function a bit differently originally, but we had to remodel it a little bit when performance-based inspections came in. Some sharp cookies among you will note that you kind of have to dispute the inspection itself, the way the performance-based inspections process works. So that sort of put a bit of a different slant on things, which might explain some of these things that you're seeing if you're thinking, oh, okay, it's not quite like Paul said it was going to be. But yeah, I think it's a great piece of functionality. I think that there's some more cool stuff we can do with it still. In particular, one thing we didn't really catch was one thing we didn't really incorporate yet, should I say, was the escalation process. Multiple people have already said that for sure. So that is kind of an obvious enhancement that we can do. A smaller enhancement that I think we can probably sneak through sooner would be the need to have non-compliances on investigatory works. So let's get non-compliances on cause is the feedback that we've been getting from people. That I think we can definitely do in fairly short order. And we've got a little pile of enhancements as well that we've talked about with the SMEs and other people. Owen, do you think there's anything else that you wanted to show us there?
No, I think that pretty much covers all of the non-compliance stuff.
Well, I mean, much of it that there is. Excellent work. Well, there you go, guys. That concludes, I think, episode 43 of The Whole Story. Thank you for listening.